Hey everyone, welcome to another Excel video. Today I have a video on Excel shortcuts. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we have a blank Excel worksheet. Now, to create a new workbook, you're going to be hitting Control N. Look at that, we have a brand new workbook. So as you can see from the change, it now says Book 2 instead of Excel shortcuts. Now, to open an existing workbook, we're going to hit Control O. It's going to tell you all of the current workbooks that you have, and now I'm going to go right back into Excel shortcuts. Now, to save a workbook, you're going to hit Control S. As you can see, I just had it saved. You have auto save up here. You can turn auto save off, then save. Either one. Now, if you're using macros in Excel, you're not going to have autosave on unless you configure the settings. Just a quick note. Now, to close the current workbook you're in, you're going to hit Control W. Look at that. I no longer have that workbook that I was working on, and now I only have two. Now, when it comes to moving between sheets, here we have sheet 1 and 2. You're going to hit Control and then page down. Now I'm on sheet 2. To go back to sheet 1, Control page up. Okay, great. Now, as far as when you want to go to the formulas tab, because you will be using formulas a lot, you're going to hit Alt M and it pops up with formulas tab instantly. And look at that. It actually shows how to have a formula instantly added and applied. So say that I wanted to have AutoSum. I'm going to hit Control U. Now look at that. Gives me everything in AutoSum. Okay, great. Now, as far as our workbook short keys, we're going to now move on to cell formatting short keys. Now, to edit a cell, I'm going to hit F2. Look at that. We now have our cursor in that I11 cell. Copy and paste cells, you're going to hit Control C and Control V. So I'm just going to write down I'm just going to call it cell. And now hit Control A to highlight, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. When it comes to italicizing and bolding fonts, what you're going to want to do is hit Control I for italicizing and Control B for bolding. Now, if you're looking to center or align the cell contents, what you're going to be doing is Alt HAC. So there you go. Now it is centered. You might want to use or remember that one more, as you will be centering a lot of cells. Although it does come off as a little lengthy, as you have to hold Alt H and A and C at the same time. When it comes to moving to the next cell, you're going to want to hit Tab. And you'll tab right over. You can also use the arrow keys as well. You can go all around with the arrow keys. Say that you have to select a column. You're going to be hitting Control Shift and down arrow. And look at that. We went all the way down to 1,000,000. Now if we go up, we can go all the way back. When it comes to going all the way back to cell A1 or the home, you're going to hit Control Home, and now you're taken to A1. Now, as before, when I said we're going to use Control Shift down to highlight all those cells, it also works on everything else. So say I am in C7, Control Shift up, highlights all the way up, Control Shift left, it'll highlight all the way to the left, and Control Shift right, highlight all the way to the right. Now you can go back by just clicking the same key that you had clicked. All right, great. So that should be far enough for the cells. Now, say you want to add a comment to a cell. For that, you're going to be hitting Shift F2, and now you can add a little comment. This is a cell. Okay, great. Now, say you wanted to delete that comment, you're going to hit Shift F2 and D. And now it's, sorry about that, Shift F10 D. Oh, so now you have your delete tab and you can delete what is needed. Now to display find and replace, you're going to hit Control H. So Control H pulls up this find and replace action where you can use find and replace depending on what you need. Now to insert the current date, you're just going to hit Control plus and then the colon. Now it'll enter in the current date. It's very useful as well. If you're planning on entering or applying a currency format, you're going to hit Control Shift and then $. So I'm just going to put some numbers, then Control Shift $. Oh, that was Control Shift %, which applies to the percent format. Control Shift $, applies to the dollar format or currency format. That was as far as cells. Now we can move on to row and column formatting. So to say we want to select the entire row, you can do Shift space. I'll highlight the entire row. To do a column, it's just Control space. So Shift space, Control space. Those can be very useful as well. When it comes to grouping columns, Alt Shift and then arrow key. And now you can group. Okay, great. We can now move on to the pivot table shortcuts. Now to group pivot table, you're going to want to use Alt Shift and then arrow key. Yet we don't have a pivot table, but as you can see, it will fully select. And to hide the pivot table, you're going to use Control Shift or Control plus minus. It also works as the delete. Okay, great. So as far as creating a pivot chart on the same sheet, Alt F1. There we go. Here is our pivot chart. And to create a pivot chart on a new worksheet, just going to be F11. And look at that. Now we have a chart 1. All right, guys, that was it for shortcuts. I hope you enjoyed the video and go ahead and use your favorite shortcuts. Let me know in the comments down below and join me for another video. Thanks.